players first.
Yeah, players first.
Go ahead, yeah.
Well, Polly, I mean, simple question. Got to feel nice to get a win, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually feels really good. Should I keep elaborating?
Sure, if you want to.
Okay, well, I think that we did a good job on defense today. We kind of slowed down there in the second half, but we played a really great first half, and it just shows what our team is capable of, and we're just going to try to keep pushing forward so that we can play at that level every game.
Lisa, you really found your shot in the first half. So was your first half point. Really, I don't care how it doesn't matter. It was you just turning and squaring up and hitting some shots. Talk about how it flowed so well for you in that first half, especially.
Well, they played a zone, and we knew they were going to play a zone. So I went in and I got extra shots up, hitting those short corner shots. Just got extra ones up. So we knew they were playing the zone, and the team did a great job just dishing it out to me. So, I don't know, it felt good. But
and after a start like you guys have had, that had to feel really good to get that big halftime lead, right?
Yeah, that lead, I think, is what carried us through the game. Just being ahead, gave us a little confidence to keep going.
Yeah, and Polly, I mean, I would imagine getting off to a good start was key, but certainly probably didn't expect to get off to that good of a start against both ends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably gave you a nice boost.
Yeah, and again, I just think it's all because of defense. Taya, Rachel, just a lot of deflections, steals, getting in there, digging out the ball in the post, just leaking out and getting those easy baskets, layups, Bridget. I just think everybody did a good job on defense tonight, and it just let that lead expand, and it just gave us a lot of confidence tonight.
Lisa, to have a defensive performance like this, I mean, after a whole week where that's what you guys are harped on, and you have a tough game Thursday, and, I mean, to come out like this, what does that mean?
It shows that we can play good defense if we work hard and try. If we get down in the stance and do what we're supposed to, we can be a very good defensive team.
And especially shutting out House. I mean, she comes in with 18.3 points per game, and she's held to 5.
Yeah, that was one of our keys that we talked about, shutting her down and not letting her even touch the basketball. And our guards did a really good job of shutting her down.
Paul, you had a couple of circus shots there underneath. What does that feel like? You had little fist pumps going on. Was that pretty exciting for you?
Yeah, it feels good to have that energy on our team. We talked about having a high level of energy all the time. And it feels good when everybody has that energy, and it just makes you want to play harder. So I actually like it a lot.
I suppose it's probably hard to nitpick too much after a 24-point win or whatever, but certainly turnovers, probably something you want to work on, 23.
The second half, we ran our offense, but we just didn't make hard cuts, and it made it easy for the defense to shoot passing lanes, and we just didn't make good cuts and passes, so something that we will most likely work on this week.
What are you guys looking for next week during rivalry week?
Playing as a team, playing Coyote basketball. Doesn't matter who the opponent is, it's just going out and doing what we can, playing great defense and playing together.
Polly, it seems like we always talk about Ty Miller with rebounds, and she had 10 rebounds tonight. I mean, probably don't expect that from your point guard, but certainly with her, it's probably almost to the point where you expect her to have those kind of games, isn't it?
Yeah, well, she just works so hard on both ends of the floor, and she just gets in there. She's so little, but she can just jump up, and she gets a lot of rebounds because she wants them. It's really a 1-2 when you rebounding, and she wants that rebound, and when she wants it, she's going to go get it. So
you guys really showed some fight underneath tonight. At one point, I don't know what the final result was, you were up by 11 or 12 total rebounds. I know that Coach Williams always makes that one of her keys, rebounding. How do you guys go about making sure that gets done and showing that fight and so on?
I just think it's just a fight mentality. It's a 1-2. You got to want to get in there and rebound, and you know that you're doing this for your team to make our team better. So we want to get in there and we want to rebound hard for our team, and make sure we get that extra possession, or make sure the other team doesn't get that extra possession. So I think it's just a 1-2.
All good.
Thanks, ladies.
Good job, girl.
Thank you.
Woo. Put some shoes on. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Saturday.
Coach Williams' turn, right? Tale of two halves as far as I'm concerned, and probably one of the best halves of basketball that this team has played together yet this year. In the first half, I feel like, and then followed by not such a good half of basketball in the second half, and so right now, our message to the girls is just we've got to find a way to put 40 minutes together, play for 2 full halves, and be sharp for an entire game, and that's how we're going to get better moving forward.
Do you think the consistency factor that you're talking about really here is about because you've got different people coming in and out of the lineup? You have you that are starting to take, for example, like Nicole's minutes, and then you get somebody like Kelly coming back, and obviously she's not in game condition yet. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's no question about that. We've talked about the fact that some of our youth have had more quality, valuable minutes than a typical freshman does at this point. So they got to start growing up and quit kind of using youth as an excuse and start turning that corner and making some adjustments. But there's really no question that, I feel like, just when we're playing a team like Omaha, who plays a little bit different defense, and they're in that zone that's not something we see on a regular basis, that sometimes then it kind of sneaks up and it takes a little bit while for those younger kids and a kid like Kelly who's coming back into things to remember if this pass can actually get there or not, or to learn those kinds of things. So, there's no question that might have something to do with it, but at this point in the season, there's really no excuse to have 23 turnovers in a basketball game, and we had 8 at halftime, and that's probably too many for my liking, but to turn around then and kind of just get real sloppy and turn around with 15 second half turnovers is just not what we want to see out of our group.
You think there's some kind of a lack of focus when they get a big lead like that they can lose the focus in the game? Because obviously you did really well on the boards, but on the flip side, too many mistakes out on the wings.
I think it's easy to kind of have that happen, to kind of let up a little bit when you feel like, that we're kind of handily in control of the ball game, but we're going to have to really resist that temptation to let up ever. This team, if we're going to want to win any games in our league, we got to keep our foot on the gas for 40 straight minutes, and we're going to have to, play full ball games. So that's something we've got to learn from this game.
Is that a concern, given the circumstances coming in, that you had lost 4 straight and that you got this big lead, and then I'm sure you would have liked to just kind of really slam the door, and it just didn't happen for whatever reason, whether it was complacency, some satisfaction or whatever?
Yeah, it's a concern. It's a concern. Anytime I watch any possession where I feel like that we're not making a full commitment to the game plan, or I watch any stretch of the ball game where we're not executing or getting sloppy with the basketball, then it's a concern of mine. Especially at this point when we are 19 games into the season, you've got to. There is concern where that's concerned. So yeah, we've got to find a way to kind of just really learn from that. And I told the girls when we left the locker room to focus on, our message has got to be 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Full commitment to our game plan, full commitment to playing solid defense and being sharp for a full game.
From the halftime of Western Illinois the other night to really the half of this game, you had kind of that 40 minutes of pretty good basketball.
Yep, you're right. I thought we had a good second half against Western Illinois. I thought we had a good first half here tonight, but we're going to have to on the same date to be able to put together 40 straight minutes. So that's going to be the challenge. Regardless of what the scoreboard says, regardless of what's going on with the flow, you have to still commit to what you need to do on every possession, what our team needs to do to be a great team defensive team, and to execute and don't get sloppy.
One more question for me. What do you like? What have you seen during the course of the season so far, especially after losing Nicole to injury, and hopefully she'll be back a little bit. But what have you seen that's been really positive in the last 2 games coming from this group?
Well, the thing I like is that, we have a lot of offensive weapons. I mean, it could be Taya that leads us in scoring. It could be Lisa. It could be Rachel. It could be Polly. We have a lot of different people that are capable of kind of stepping up and being the one. So that is good as far as I'm concerned. We want to remain a team that has lots of offensive weapons. I think it's been good. The last 2 games I've felt good about having Kelly Stewart back on the court. It's just been a lift for our team. She plays very hard. She makes hustle plays. She goes after offensive rebounds. She just does a lot of things that kind of sends a message and tone to the rest of our team that you better get on board and go, because I'm gonna go, and so I think that's a lift for our team right here in midseason. So those are a couple things that kind of come to mind right off the bat that I really like. I think Taya is starting to really kind of mature as a leader, and she's willing to step up and be vocal, and seeing her kind of really turn that corner as well. She's earned credibility with her teammates with how hard she plays, and now she's becoming a little bit more vocal, and I love seeing that as well.
Defensively, I know they don't throw up a lot of threes like Western does, but to see them only hit 1 and to basically half your season point average giving up in the conference, to see them score 51 had to feel pretty good, didn't it?
It did feel good. It felt good. I mean, we really felt like we could have kept them in the 40s, and just that was a goal of ours, but too many kind of fouls and down the stretch in the second half, and gave them some easy chances at it. But I was really proud of the defense that we played on Erica House. I mean, Rachel, I made that effort when she started on her to try to limit her touches on the basketball, and I thought that we did a pretty good job of getting it out of her hands, when she was coming off ball screen situations, and that was a key for us defensively. So overall, it was a pretty good team defensive effort to try to limit House and her production here. We thought she's a real spark for them and a tremendous basketball player, so if we could limit her, we'd be in pretty good shape, and I thought our kids did a good job of that.
Was Lisa getting some of the same opportunities? Was it just a kind of a matchup with that zone thing, or in comparison to the other big games she had against Wyoming, I guess, was it a similar situation where she was just getting those looks, and she's so effective on that kind of mid-range jumper? She hit a lot of those again today.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but we played Nebraska-Omaha in here last year, the first conference game of the year, and it was kind of a breakout game for Lisa. I think the first game she started for us last year, and she scored really well in that game as well. I think she might have had 18 1 year ago in here against Omaha, and we knew against that zone that there were going to be some opportunities for her, and I think she's real confident. Very different from Wyoming, who played us in man-to-man defense, but the way they defended ball screens provided a lot of opportunities for Lisa to kind of pick and pop against their man defense. So kind of 2 different defensive schemes, but similar type of shots that she just feels a lot of confidence shooting, and so I was pleased that she was able to kind of take advantage of that again here and knock some of those shots down, be aggressive. But 5 offensive rebounds for Lisa tonight. That was also another big key.
Are you isolating her in situations like that, or is it just kind of take it as it comes,
No,
right? Like kind of in the flow of the game?
We've tried to find ways and opportunities to get Lisa open shots in that mid-range jumper, whether it be against teams that play zone on baseline inbounds plays, trying to flash her and screen her into those areas to be able to get those shots, and so certainly we're trying to play to her strengths, and those mid-range jumpers is where she's solid, and so anything we can try to do schematically to give her opportunities for those type of shots, we're going to always be looking for that.
Thanks, Amy.
Okay, thank you.